Hello Scorpio, Didici here from astrology.com.au. It's a pretty intense month. I'm going to show you why. Because you've got all of these planets in the 7th house. This is not just your intimate personal relationships. You can see Mercury has been here retrograde, very close to the karmic point. So there's a big development in the way you not only relate to those significant others, but people generally. I think there's been a shift in your attitude to how you deal with people. And I've been alluding to this for a while with Scorpio in terms of the interactive quality of your life. So this retrograde Mercury shows me that you are indeed planning some big changes in the way you communicate, the way you share information. That's also shown by the fact that the Sun is in the 8th house right now. This is usually considered the zone of intimacy. Now, while that may indicate intimate relations with your partner, not all of us are in intimate relationships, but it shows the deeper significance of our conversations, our communication, our negotiations. It talks about getting underneath the surface, and with the retrograde Mercury giving you that edge, really reflecting and going back through the books, through time, to analyse where you've put a foot wrong, where you've said things in the past that haven't been to your advantage, where others have taken advantage of you, where you've possibly revealed too much of yourself. That's that 8th house. The 14th is an important date because, as you can see here, Mercury's gone direct. At the same time, Saturn's gone retrograde in this 4th house of inner peace, family life, domestic affairs. I'll talk about that in a minute. I want to focus on this 8th house transit of Mercury, which is going to coincide on the 14th with a full moon here in your 2nd house of finance. This shows your values are changing. You're seeing things a lot more clearly. You may not be putting the same emphasis on your financial acquisitions, your income, as you used to. It's showing us that the weight of planetary power is in this 7th and 8th house domain right now. You see Mercury moves there. This is a very research-orientated planet. You want to ferret out the truth. You want understanding at this time. You may be working hard. Mars and Jupiter in the 6th house shows there's a focus also to some extent in this area of your horoscope. Around the 17th and 18th, you've got that conjunction with Pluto, and then the moon moves between the Saturn and Pluto conjunction. That retrograde Saturn, which is ruling the 4th house, shows us a rethink about those areas in your life as well. Not just your domestic sphere, but your internal sphere. Home is where the heart is, so it's what you're valuing within yourself that gives you a sense of peace, a quality of settledness, so to speak, putting your roots down. And that may be in the way that you're working. Some people don't necessarily need that domestic sphere to feel settled. They just need a good line of work, something creative, as we can see there with the moon and Neptune on the 21st in your 5th house. But here we see your values generally are changing now in all of these areas. You see the Sun moving to its Cancer ingress on the 22nd of June, and on the 23rd, Venus moving back out of this 7th house. It's taking a lot of the pressure off this 7th house and putting it here into this 8th house, getting underneath everything, getting down into the detail of life, of relationships, of what it is that hasn't been exactly giving you that satisfaction or fulfillment. Now this 4th house that I mentioned, and I said I'd come back to, has to do with this retrograde Saturn. This fulfillment can be found in anything that you do. So this revision of Saturn, which is what the retrogression is about, points to the fact that you're going to be scrutinizing every element of your life, your relationships, your work, your friendships, your domestic life, your family, to see exactly what it is that's obstructing you from feeling happy in those relationships. So this is an excellent exercise, and it shows us your ethical and religious or philosophical views will also change at this time as a result of the new moon that takes place on the 29th, second last day of the month. It punctuates this whole transit cycle of June with a very important new moon, indicating you're ready to turn over a new leaf. Find out more at astrology.com.au, subscribe here, and don't forget I'll be here next month. I hope you'll join me again for the continuing Scorpio saga. Bye-bye for now.